Guys,
What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, Scott.
Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year.
Hey, before we start and everything, if you guys notice in the chat room, I put 3 links. One is for Amazon. If you guys buying anything on Amazon,
Yeah, I buy stuff on Amazon all the time.
yeah, try to use my link because that'll help planning traffic. We'll get a percentage.
Cool.
Hey, Kevin, how you making out?
And
Hey, Lou.
Outstanding.
yes.
Lou Lee was asking.
How many
All right, cool.
how many
Lou's
people
always
signed up
fast
like
away
I
anyway,
did for
so,
the Patreon thing?
We got 3 members, but if
I did it.
like,
Oh man, come on! You guys got to sign up.
tell them, John.
I signed up. I did the the $5 a month. They did it when I first signed up, and then it's the first of the month. They hit my account for $5 the other day. It's great. You're doing the right thing. I'm looking for.
I did it
something
too.
that way. Good.
Good. Yeah, it'll help us get to that new system. If we can get like 20 people, 20 people a month, we can get the new system where we can run stuff a little smoother.
That's awesome.
This actually's been working pretty good.
Yeah, but we don't have too much control. Like a lot of the control, we can't handle.
I understand.
Yeah. So even if you can donate $1 a month, man, that'll work. Every penny counts.
Yeah, really.
And if you stay up $5 a month for a whole year, Lou comes to your house and visits for dinner.
Awesome. Anytime you want.
But you got to make coffee.
Lou doesn't
You
know
gotta
what
make
we
coffee
just
and
said.
have milk and cookies.
I got all of that.
We know we're talking about you, right, Lou?
Yeah. You guys, my oldest is going to make the coffee here in a little bit.
Ooh.
Nice.
I could go for
Let's
a
see.
cup.
I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Look at this lamp. Look at this lamp. Look at this lamp. This lamp is the lamp.
Like something from a spaceship.
What
Like
is it on top?
psychedelic, man.
It's the portal. It's the
Yeah.
the interdimensional time portal from Rick and Morty.
Nice.
That's what it is. Time for it's the portal
That's
gun.
exact. That looks like a 50s prop. That's awesome.
It's pretty freaking awesome.
I
Wait,
like
hold
it.
on, hold on. While I'm showing you this, hold on.
What we
Lou,
got, Tori?
Kevin will be on in a little while.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Nelson, what's going on?
Damn television stars.
Yeah, right.
They come and
You're
go
not
whenever
talking
they feel
about
like it.
I got
Oh,
Pickle
look
Rick.
at that.
Pickle Rick.
It's Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty.
You got the small one.
This is
Guys are
what my
crazy.
youngest gave me. He gave me the lamp and Pickle Rick.
Almost scary.
Hey, did anybody see any of those Ford commercials that were going on about a month and a half, 2 months ago with that big giant teddy bear?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy bear.
They sent that teddy bear to Evan Smith.
Oh, no kidding.
Is he
That
eating
thing's like
cookies
10
again?
feet tall.
Kevdog must be eating cookies.
Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Glad to have you
What
on the
up,
show.
guys?
There he is.
Man,
There he is.
How's it going?
It's a pleasure to be here.
Stop
The
lying.
same old, another day.
Pleasure's all ours.
Stop it.
Don't lie.
What's going on, Kev? Hey,
All right.
hey, Kev, did you guys set a date yet?
No.
Because
maybe
he went
fall.
full blown at SEMA, boy. He threw the ring out and everything.
You know the funny thing about that is I've had that ring since last January. So I was like, I just got to get this done.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Welcome
awesome.
to the zoo.
Okay, we are live on Facebook right now, so we're going to introduce ourselves and we're going to get it kicking. My name is Lewis Lee from All Ins
Nice.
Magazine, co-host of Plan and Traffic. We got my man Lou. Go ahead.
Lou Santiago do a little show, Playing in Traffic, another little show, Car Fix on Motor Trend. But this is the real deal here, So, Nelson, go.
Hey, I'm Nelson Gill. I'm the owner of Boss Hog Torque Converters right here in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. We actually
Jim, go. Oh, sorry, Nelson. I thought you were done. Jim, go.
Jim Lostella, Long Island, New York. The Men in the Clouds for Motormouth Radio, and also the Facebook matron for Playing in Traffic.
Tori, go.
Hey everybody, I'm Tori DeBlasi from Long Island, New York. If you have a tired, old, worn-out rear end, not to worry. I have all the essentials for your rear differential.
Vince, go.
Vince Beamer, Charleston, South Carolina. Just a coffee drinking, gear jamming, playing in traffic kind of guy.
Just to have you know, my other son gave me a Cafe Bustelo T-shirt and a Cafe Bustelo bandana. Matt O'Brien, go.
Hey, Macho Man Brian, and I can help you out with all your toll needs.
Scott, go.
Scott Rosen, Worcester, Massachusetts, mobile electronic specialist.
Chassis John, go.
John Guerriero, Tampa, Florida, former chassis builder and typical street racing jackass.
Ray Guawino. Go.
Yes, the recovering Motormouth Radio co-host Ray Guarino, Long Island, New York. Radio arm of this fine thing.
Still sick as a dog.
And our special guest tonight is Kevdog. He's on a show. Many people probably don't know it. He's out of Utah. But Kevdog, tell us who you are, what you do, why you're here. Kev, that's you, babe. Go.
I'm Kev Dogg from Kendiga Design. I'm the shop foreman here. I'm just a normal car guy with a lot of opportunity. I've just been super blessed with everything that's gone on here, and I'm super happy to join you guys for Playing in Traffic.
So, okay, just to let you know, Kev,
say that
you will
when
be
you're done.
receiving a call from Ray, because Ray does Motormouth Radio, but, you know, you can take care of that with him. Just letting you know now. We share people. You know.
My agent Tori will be in touch with you.
Yeah, Tori will be in touch.
My guy. He's my guy.
Very shortly.
Okay,
Kevin,
so
I want you to meet my son Michael real quick. Michael, come here.
What's up, Michael?
Put the headset on. Make sure you see yourself in the. Go ahead, say something to him.
There you go.
Hi, Kevin.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How's the new year been so far?
Bitchin Rides.
There you go. And there you have it.
I watched an episode the other day where you were going around with the stamper.
Oh yeah, that's an old one too.
Yeah.
That's a good one, but that's an old one.
They got you back, man. They got you.
They did. I deserve it.
He's a big fan, so he'll watch the show in a little while.
All right, so Ray, go ahead. Ask your questions, Ray. We know you got tons of them. Go ahead. Just do what you do.
Oh, Jesus, thank you.
We'll
You know,
Ray
my questions have been what? Yeah, my questions have been what over-the-counter medications am I going to take next? That's what I've been thinking about.
Heroin, baby, heroin.
Well, you know what? Well, I got a prescription plan, so I'm okay. But that would be the cheaper option. You're right. It'll probably knock it out faster too. But,
Not enough.
Yeah,
We're really not drug addicts, Kev.
No, we're not. We just play it on TV.
It's all
We
good.
just play one on TV.
Don't take the blue one and the green one at the same time, and you're good. Other than that, you can do whatever you want.
There you go.
Drink the red liquid. Yeah, you know, I guess when you get to this level, gets to this level, like we typically have, the obvious questions come out. Like, what's life like on the TV set? What's it like? What does it take to put together an episode? Why am I sweating so much?
We've been in because you forgot to take your medication.
Hot flashes. That's better.
I mean, we've been incredibly lucky with our deal. I mean, our show is not scripted in any way. We don't really have to set up too many things. They're just kind of capturing what we're doing. So as far as making the show in the shop, it's not very time consuming. The time consuming part, I think, is dealing with everyone that comes in, you know, trying to give them your, you know, full attention, your 2.5 minutes or your 5 minutes at least all the time. I mean, it's definitely opened a lot of doors for the shop. I mean, I've never been this busy. I could have never thought that we were ever going to be this busy. I mean, it's been a ride. It's had its ups and it's had its downs. I mean, but for the most part, it's all ups.
You know, I know that Lou finds this inordinate, crazy way of getting work done, even if there's a bomb going off around him. I know he can just like build shit no matter who's around. How is it? What's it like on your show? Does it really disrupt the flow of actually getting work done, or does it take 10 times longer to get something accomplished?
Yeah, it doesn't really disrupt the workflow of it because, like I said, they're kind of just picking up on some key points. I mean, if you've ever watched one of the episodes, you can see it. I mean, they only kind of catch the bigger portions of the build. There's so many other different things that go on. Obviously, when you're putting a car like this together, that they're just capturing a couple things. So we'll kind of let them know, hey, we might be setting the body down on the chassis next Tuesday. And they'll just be there and they'll kind of capture what we're doing. We kind of take, 2.5 minutes to set it up. There's no lighting in the shop. They don't really do anything. They mic us and we go to work. So it's definitely different than, a studio where, you kind of have a plan to go by.
But did you ever do that? Did you ever tell them like Tuesday's the day and then you did it on Monday? And like just to screw them? Because I think I would do that.
Yeah, I've done that before. I mean, I'll come in on the weekends or whatever, and I'll knock something out, and I'll be super proud about it. And then Nick will come in on Monday, and he's like, "When did this get done?" I was like, "Well, I did that this weekend." Well, we were supposed to capture that, And I've gotten in trouble before for sure because, like I said, it's just a job. It's a shop. I mean, we're just here to get cars accomplished for customers at the end of the day.
Right. With the builds that you do, there's a lot of time involved.
Oh yeah.
It's not like I do the TV show Tanked, the aquarium show, because my main business here is I do custom aquariums, and that whole project may take like 2 months, but in terms of filming time, like they'll send me in initially to have a consultation with whoever this superstar is going to be that's going to get the tank, and just kind of figure out the logistics, and then they build the tank. But then when they come, we literally, within 48 hours, do the whole show. They do the walk around, and then they do the installation, and then they do the reveal, and the whole 9 yards. Now, with doing a custom car, let's take that pickup truck that woman brought in that was in absolutely immaculate condition, and you guys tore it down. So there's a lot of time involved in that. So I would assume that the production company is filming snippets over a series of months for like 6 different projects. It's not like a typical show, like even like Lou, he'll come in and he'll film for a few days and do a whole episode in a few days. And that's not happening with your kind of stuff, right?
And then go get tanked.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, a typical build in the shop, how long does it take usually? Is it a couple of
about
years?
10.
Or?
No, it's about 10 to 12 months.
Okay.
10 to 12 months is normal. And, and like I said, we've been really lucky because our production company is in Park City, which is about 30 minutes away from Salt Lake. So they come down like 2 to 3 times a week. They'll be here for, anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, just 1 or 2 guys grabbing shots. And then they'll leave. And then, and they'll, we'll schedule some of the bigger things, like putting an engine in, or if we run into a big problem, they need a commercial break or whatever, they'll film that. And then, so it's really unevasive in our situation, which has been really, really nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. By the way, you just mentioned engines. I spoke with Ken Lingenfelter yesterday. He sends his best. I know that he does a lot of builds for the shop. So I was going to try to have him on as a secret guest, but he's in California, and it just didn't work out. So next time we'll try to coordinate it where we'll get him on. But in any event, he sends his best to you and the guys. So.
The Lingenfelter family has really been stepped up and really helped us out with a lot of engines these days. And like I said, they are second to none. Those guys are top notch in my book. They put together an incredible engine, and I can't say anything else, anything bad about them at all.
I agree with you. I have some of their stuff on my motor, so I'm happy.
That's a good name.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very good name.
Kevin, I saw that 67 Camaro, the one you guys did the hood scoops that went through.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was on TV. I'm from Massachusetts. The guy lives in New Hampshire. In fact, he's got, I think it says can dig it or something on his license plate, if I recall, or something. But that was a nice car.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite car that you've done that's on TV that you guys did?
On TV. I'd have to say, as of right now, it's probably going to be a really close tie between the Lincoln, the 58 Lincoln Continental. I mean, I'm kind of a customs guy, and that 62 Corvette that we had at SEMA in Lingenfelter's booth. And I think that's actually just coming out this next week, but it's a beautiful car, and it's got a new LT4.
That the blue one?
It just came together. And I'm not a huge Corvette fan, but the way that this car came together, there's just something about this car that just really catches my eye.
That red one?
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah, that was on last week. Beautiful color.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't even see it. I was working. It's funny that you bring up
shoes, the top of caddy, you got the Nomad. I mean,
oh yeah,
my God,
yeah, they're
all beautiful.
Yeah, they're all beautiful. That's funny that you bring up the 68 because the 68 is actually here at the shop now. We're prepping it. We're just doing some final polish and some touch-ups on it, and it's actually going to Barrett Jackson in Scottsdale. They're picking the cars up on the 9th. We got 4 going down this year.
The 67 Nova.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so we have the
price? What's an average price when you guys do a car like 400,000, right?
We usually start at about 250, 300 and kind of go from there depending on the car. I mean, I tell people all the time it sounds like a lot, but by the time you buy a chassis and buy an engine and buy new brakes and you're at $100,000 in just parts with no labor.
Oh yeah.
So it just compounds so quickly, and that's just what it ends up being.
What's your typical labor hour charge?
Our labor hour charge is $70 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
You'd love to come to the East Coast, man.
We used to get 95 at the chassis shop when it was on Long Island.
Yeah, up here's like up now it's about 110.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kevin, do you guys do any other kind of work, or is it just all custom? Do you have? Is that building all yours when they show the pan of the building? I mean, are you guys doing any other stuff in there?
We do all custom. We don't do any collision. I mean, so we have 9,000 square feet, which is paint, and that's basically the paint area. We have a 3-car prep deck and a primer booth, and then we have another booth which is hooked to a big mixing room that we do all our painting in. And then the next suite basically is another 9,000 square feet, which is all of the metal. In fact, that's the one right behind me. If you can kind of see, it's kind of a bad shot, but that's the metal department, and that's where the cars get built. And then we have another 4,500 square feet, which is our assembly area. And then the last 4,500 square foot suite is actually, we lease it back to JS Custom Interiors. So we have the entire building for just customs. And we have never done any collision. It was one of those things that we really didn't want to get into because we just really wanted to focus on building custom cars.
Yeah,
that's a lot of
square footage. How many employees do you guys have? How many?
We have 30 guys. So we have 30 guys on the floor, and then we have 4 people up in the offices, like that run the books and things like that. So.
And do you guys put them through a test, or how do you apply for something there?
So yeah, that's a great question. So what we do is we look at their application. We let them know you need to come to the shop, and we're going to test you for a full week, and we pay them. So you come into the shop, you do your craft, and then we decide, because we've just found out over the years that there's a lot of people that can talk. And, that just doesn't really help us out in trying to find good guys.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
That is the exact same story that I went through. We did the same thing at the chassis shop. We'd put ads out, maybe like in National Dragster and then Newsday, and people would come in and we would, they'd tell you they could do this, that, and everything else. And it's like, okay, here you go. Weld this. And we would turn every single knob on a Synchrowave 250 to something wrong, to see if they could figure out what to do. And then if I thought that they kind of knew what was going on, I would cut a deal with them and get them to work for me for like a week or so and do assembly, And like one of the best tin guys that I had, this kid, we used to call him Kid Joey. He just strolled in one day and he's like, I can do tin work. And I'm looking for a job. And I'm like, okay, 72 Nova needs a rear body panel. Let me see what you can do. Go. You can use my toolbox, and everything in the shop is for you to use. And there's the material. This kid built a beautiful roll pan for me. He stitch welded it in. Hired him on the spot. The kid's enormous. He's phenomenal. And he's one of the best tin knocking guys on Long Island right now. Awesome.
Nice.
But we had a lot of guys when Grumman kind of hit the road and moved to Florida and shut down a lot of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had these guys, coming in, and they wanted to get paid like $110 an hour to TIG weld, but they were not fabricators. They used to sit at a bench with fixtures and weld. That doesn't work when you're building a custom car. It's not going to happen.
You got to be able to have be able to have a couple more tools in your toolbox. If we were looking for a lot more well-rounded guys. I mean, we definitely have the shop segregated a little bit, body, metal, and assembly. But I can't have a guy just in my metal shop that just knows how to weld and that's it. That just doesn't work for me.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
And hey Kev, Mike Leonard just said to tell you that he started his meet and greet didn't work out that well at SEMA with the young guns. So.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully next year that'll be awesome.
Yeah. So and then Bruce, I can't say Bruce's last name. It's got way too many letters in it. I don't understand. Your builds are awesome.
Who's nickel?
Wait, there's not enough vowels in that.
Is he Italian?
Tell you guys that your builds are awesome. And then he has
it's Kuznicki.
Yeah, see,
there's an I at the end.
Sounds Polish.
Yeah.
It's got way too many consonants.
There's no ski.
But you and Dave have been together forever, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
since,
you guys have known each other a really long time.
We met. I'd say we met in 96.
Wow.
I was kind of a thug mini trucker kid. I just, I built a lot of mini trucks. That's kind of how I got my start. But, and Dave was a Volkswagen guy, so we would go to the local shows at the parks, and they would put the Volkswagen guys and the mini truck guys together for some reason. They do.
They do it here too.
And then I got an opportunity to get a job at HPC where Dave was the Western Regional Manager there, and I remember that I had a great time. I did everything from blasting headers to coating headers to running the ovens to doing all sorts of things. I learned a lot about the car industry from HPC, and then Dave, after his son was born, he cashed out his 401k for $4,800 and started Kendiga Design out of his garage.
Nice.
And the rest is history.
That's the way to go.
Nice.
So,
Now,
Kev,
how does Mike feel about that?
How's what?
Do you remember Gene Schaefer from HPC?
Gene, was he out here? I do remember Gene.
He was from Connecticut here. He was the chemist for HPC.
Yeah, he was the chemist. Yep, I remember him. I remember Gene. Because, see, I helped open we had a facility, HPC opened a facility in Arizona Speed Marine in Scottsdale. And they shipped me all the product out, and we opened up actually a facility there. That was right before Dave left, actually.
Yeah.
Then he changed it to Airborne, and now it's Central Connecticut Coatings.
Yeah, Gene did my headers.
Yeah, and his son Scott was with him.
And I think Jet Hot actually bought out HPC now, and I think they just kind of dissolved it, from what I understand.
Yeah, Gene kept changing the name out here for the rights to the formula, so he still has it. Awesome guy.
Crazy.
We used to send a lot of stuff to Jet Hot.
The crazy thing that I'll never forget it. One year, we built a Roadster, and HPC sponsored it, and HPC had a booth at SEMA. So we built this Roadster, and me and Dave were HPC, and it was always Jet Hot was the enemy kind of deal. Jet Hot was the competitor. Well, that year when we showed up to SEMA with this Roadster, Jet Hot had just barely bought HPC, so it was all jet hot everywhere. We didn't even know how to act. We're just like, are we at the
That's
right
kind of
place?
weird.
It was super weird. So it was funny. I'll never forget it.
That is
It's like,
kind of weird.
oh, by the way, I built you a car, but I hate your guts.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But you
I thought
paid,
you guys
so I
were the
like you.
competitor.
Hey Kev, what's your car? Your daily driver?
So I drive a 2005 Dodge 1-ton pickup, 2-wheel drive. It's bagged on 24s. I drive it every day, even in the salt, even in the snow. I pull my boat with it.
Yeah.
I've just really come to the conclusion, for the longest time, when I build a couple really nice trucks for myself, I would get done with them and I wouldn't want to drive them. And it just took a lot of the fun out of it for me. So this last one, I just did really simple. I did a lot of double redundancy systems, so I never had any problems with air ride. If something happened, it was easy to fix, et cetera, et cetera. And I just realized how much I missed just jumping in something and cruising it. It doesn't have to be the nicest. It doesn't have to be the most cutting edge. It's just mine and it's different. And, somebody can't buy the same truck that I have at the dealership, and you just enjoy the crap out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's all about.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And I lost sight of that for a little while, and it was really refreshing and nice to get back into just cruising and enjoying a custom and not having. And I got so caught up in just trying to make it as perfect as I possibly could that I just lost sight of the whole reason that I wanted to do. The whole reason I started building custom cars was to pick up chicks. And if I didn't want to drive my truck, then I'm not picking up no chicks.
Right.
Right. Before we started, we talked a little bit about you proposing to your future wife. Tell everybody, how you did it on stage.
Oh yeah, so I got really lucky. So again, I'll reiterate, I had that ring since last January, and my life has just been super hectic, and I meant to get around to it. It's not that I don't love her. So when I packed for SEMA, I just grabbed it and I put it in my suitcase. I knew she was coming down, and I'm like, I just have to make it happen somewhere. And I knew I had the Motor Trend deal, and Dave's agent Chris actually talked to Bob Scanlon and got me a little time, and I was able to, just kind of shut Chris down a little bit and step off the stage and ask Melanie to be my wife, and she said yes. So we're kind of moving forward. It was awesome. It was super surreal.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. It was cool. It was definitely cool.
Yeah, my wife was with me, and she was like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Hey,
Kev, I got a question for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Check it out. I saw that red Vet in SEMA, that 62?
Yeah, 62.
Beautiful car. I didn't know that you guys bought like 10 cars down there.
Oh yeah, you were everywhere.
Yeah, Dave had to pay for that. I mean, he pretty much unloaded the shop into SEMA. We had so many fresh builds, and we had, and like I was telling you, earlier about all the opportunities that a show opens up for you. I mean, everybody wants a car. I mean, so we were just thrashing to get all these cars prepped for SEMA. I mean, I have a rule here that if we're going to take a car, it has to be the best that it can possibly be to represent our company. I'm not taking something that's got duct tape door panels on it. It's got to be right. It's got to be clean. It's got to be right. It's got to be the best it can be for the moment. And I mean, everyone was just calling, we need this, we need a car here. And we've had a lot of people take care of us over the years. So we just wanted to try to take care of them back. And, at the end of it all, when we got them all back here, 10 made it down and 10 made it back with one blown airline, and that's it. So I'm calling that a win.
That's a win. It's a big win.
I tell you what, man, every time we turned the corner, we seen one of the cars. I was like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was representing.
So before we go any further, Bruce with way too many consonants in his name wanted to know if you guys ever thinking about going after the Riddler. And Greg Krug said that he loves your show, so that's where we're at. I got to take care of the guys on the sideline.
As far as the Riddler goes, Dave and I have always kind of been on the same page with the Riddler Award. We're not going to go to the Detroit Riddler to try to win. We're going to go to win. And we just haven't found the right customer that's just willing to write the checks, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, as blunt as that is it just takes a lot of money to win the Riddler.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. A lot at a time equals a lot of money, and you got to have somebody that's all in it for that, because really at the end of the day, once that car comes off the stand, it's still a Riddler car, and it's not really. It's all the time that you spend underneath and detailing everything is just going to go to crap in the first 45 minutes that it's on the road.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
And that is the stiffest competition in the world.
Oh, totally.
When you look at the cars that don't get that award, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. That's really pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
Just to say, hey, I got that award. That's a frame of mind, and that person that's going to come to you and spend that unlimited amount of money, that's a unicorn, and they're not around. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Deep pockets
So,
there.
So maybe one day, it's definitely on our bucket list for sure. But is it a make and break for us? I don't think so, because we're having a ton of fun building really nice cars that people can get in and enjoy. And I think that's the fine line where we have it. All the cars we build are ultra nice, in my opinion, but you can get in them and just enjoy them. They're not that you haven't dumped $200,000+ in what I call show car money in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
that's the best segment for a custom car. Something that you can use.
Totally.
Yeah, it's gotta be fun.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, I got a question.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Why is it that the Ken Diggett logo is shown about 40 times per episode?
Hey,
what's that all about?
Marketing.
That's enterprising.
I have no idea. You know what? Now that you say that, I'll ask Nick about it. I've never really noticed, because they're kind of all around.
Right, skim through an episode. You see the one that's on the top of the build.
Stick is
They'll
everywhere.
be in there watching somebody weld, and then all of a sudden he spins the camera, and there's a logo sitting on a bench. I mean, it's everywhere, and I'm like,
hey,
okay.
you try to be like McDonald's. You want to be known everywhere.
Yeah. I'm just thinking it's some sort of ego thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the camera guys are trying to be artsy. Who knows? We have a Ken Diggett design magnet that they stick. That when they're down here, they move it all around. It's on doors. It's on lips. You never know when this thing's gonna show up. I opened my toolbox one day and it was in the bottom of a drawer underneath wrenches. I'm just like, what are you guys doing with this Ken Diggett design magnet? So it's hard to say. Maybe they just got artsy. I don't really have a final say. I don't really get to see the shows before they air, and a lot of times, especially this year, I didn't really get a chance to sit down and really watch them. I caught a couple of them here and there, but so I'll have to really watch out for that now that you brought it up.
You'll see.
You'll never forget it. That's why they do it. You'll never forget it.
That's the key.
Exactly.
It's all marketing, man. It's branding. That's what it is. It's branding.
Well, it's more like hitting you over the head with a Louisville Slugger branding.
It's branding.
with the Ken Diggett design logo on it.
Actually, I'm going to be buying some stuff from you. I'd like those custom door handles.
Yeah.
And I have an 81 Trans Am that I built years ago. I got it back. Lou knows all about it. I want to get rid of those rectangular handles.
You mean the ones that break every year?
I've never had one break. I've never ever had one break. No, never.
See, the key to it is to grab it at the end.
So I've been looking around at the designs, and I think I'm gonna get that long one that you push on one end and it comes out, kind of like the way the Grand Prix used to be. I think that'll work well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing on my Cadillac.
Because the one that's the spoon design, well, that kind of emulates, like a 67 to 69, Camaro that had the push button. I could see the idea behind that one.
Yeah, those
But,
are awesome.
Yeah, I think that flush rectangular one would look really good in a Trans Am door.
Totally.
It'll smooth it out.
And just like you were saying, that kind of emulates the handle that's already there.
Right, exactly.
And like I said, when you do order them, just so you know that we've come up with an array of ways to get these to hook up to the linkage that's already there, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Because in my opinion, linkages are about the worst.
Right.
So just let them know what kind of car it is, and we'll make sure we get a change of direction on their.
Yeah, well, that should be a pretty common kind of setup because 70 to 81 Camaro Firebird, same handle.
Yeah,
there's a lot of those out there.
In their Trans Am, it kind of fits like not horizontal. What is it? Up and
vertically.
down. Like,
it actually
It's
pushes.
called vertical.
Yeah,
it's called vertical.
There you go. Thank you.
The linkage pushes down.
Yeah. So if you're talking about that spoon one, like the old Grand Prix, that's going to be what is it, Lou?
Horizontal and
There you
vertical.
go.
Horizontal. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to take some sort of a little jiggly thing there because that handle pulls, but you need to flip it so that it pushes.
And it's actually incredibly. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. It's incredibly simple. So if you've ever taken apart a Mustang like a 68, 67, on the back of those handles is a little piece that a rod goes in because Fords work the same with a vertical linkage, and it's called a change of direction. When you push the button in, it pulls the linkage up, and we took that same design and we will weld it on the top of the handle to pull the rod up, or on the bottom of the handle to push the rod down. I mean, it's crazy simple, and we like to do that for the customers because, like I said, you can get in there, and it's like designing linkage sometimes is you might as well. It's easier to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's cool. Very good.
See, now you're good.
Speaking of cool and speaking of handles, that Nomad middle rib, that handle he made was just beyond reproach. I need to buy one of those for mine. It's just, wow.
So
that is really cool.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Kev. Just to let you guys know, Mike Manning from American Auto Wire is visiting us right now. Mike, say hi to Mike. Say hi to Mike.
Hello, Mike. How you doing? I was just sitting here listening. I let Kev do his thing, man.
Yeah. Okay, Kev, go back to doing what you were doing.
Hey, can I jump in one second before you start?
The Nomad handle. We were talking about the Nomad handle. So, I mean, and that's one of the things that we run into all the time. I mean, the Nomad handle it's so custom that I can't sell a kit for that, and it's like those hinges on the back of the Nomad tailgate. Those were completely
made. Yeah,
the ones that Will made. So people call all the time and say, I want those hinges. And I mean, I can blaze them out of some aluminum and hand them to you, but we had to mod the frame in the back. We had to build, covers for them, and it was all one-off custom. So we run into that all the time. We have these great ideas, and then we just kind of get away from manufacturing and just build it. And then we're like, oh, well, this isn't going to work to sell. We have a couple.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, when you stop and think about it, the numbers on the Nomads are so few. It's not worth the money. I mean, I hate to say that. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, but you want to know what? You just broke the odds of that on this screen right now. Because if you look at the percentage of people that own Nomads right here, it just blows it out of the water.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So maybe that says something about the group. I don't know.
There's a bunch of stuff. I've seen a bunch of cool stuff come off that show.
They all have a lot of baggage.
All right, Tori, hey, Tori, you remember what I said? The Tri-5, the 56 is the better looking one, but the Nomad, the 55, I'll agree with that one.
I'll tell you, I love the 55. That's why I bought one.
But when it comes to the car, the 56 is the one. I'm sorry.
You and Lou agree on that.
Oh,
I'm
come
still
on.
55
the 56
guy.
is the one.
Yeah, I'm a 56 guy. I prefer the 6.
There you go.
I prefer the
5.
Call me crazy. I like the Nomad in 57.
You got to look at it like the Three Little Bears. The bed was too hard. The 55 looks too plain. The 57 looks a little overdone. The 56, the front grille, just right.
I don't like the blinkers.
No, the 56 looks like the 55's fatter stepsister.
See, I used to
Just because you're afraid to turn the lights on and let everybody know that you got the fatter stepsister in the house doesn't mean anything.
Right. Well, yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It's safe to say that we all like the 56. All right, let's move on.
You mean the 55?
Jesse John, I'm surprised you never broke one of those handles.
Never.
Never, ever.
That's because you got to know how to open a door properly. I've never broken one
Probably
either.
so. You know,
You just got to know how to open the door.
I'm standing on the thing trying to lift the thing. I mean, but you know, I used to have like a membership at a junkyard just to go and get these things.
Again, you have to know how to open the door.
I need a lesson. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate you, man.
My excuse is I'm a fireman. I have a heavy hand. That's why I broke them all the time. So
that's what it is.
That's
it's
my
probably all this muscle over here. That's what.
There you go. Tell him.
Muscle.
Tell him, Terry.
Muscle car, muscle tap. Yo, that's what it is.
It's your story. You tell it any way you want.
That's your story. You're sticking to it, Terry.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've read that, but I've never broken one of those.
Wow, I must have had about 30 of those body styles. The like 70. Well, actually, let's say 75 up to 81.
Yeah.
And I must have broken maybe.
You know what it was, Terry? It was those little hinge pins were pop metal, and they would just snap.
Yeah, but until I found out the secret, the secret is you gotta go towards the end where the handle is.
And plus that, you probably had bad door hinges, which was loading the shit out of it because all the weight was falling on the back.
I was
Have
in
you
high
ever
school.
picked up one of those doors?
Yes.
God, they're heavy as hell.
Yes.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Get that brace inside.
They got that huge door beam, and then like my original ones, I had the, it was 70 Ace. It had power windows, power door locks.
Wow.
On top of that huge beam, that door will kill you if it falls on your foot.
And then the hinges will start to sag, and then what happens next? Right where the striker. It starts to break right where the striker is.
Right.
Oh, I never had that problem. Oh my God, you must have had some shit boxes.
No. I took the door off my 73 Monte Carlo to change the hinges one day, and I got it off with a floor jack, right, until I tried to put it back on, and then I had to call for help because I was going to get killed. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
I built the cradle.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't have that cool body shop cradle. I was in a driveway in Queens.
No, you build a cradle. That's what I did too,
Yeah,
John.
I built a cradle that fits into the floor jack. Take the cup out, put the cradle in. Two guys throw the door on top of the cradle, and then one guy could do the whole deal.
Yeah.
You just want to get those bolts in. You'll figure lining it up later on. Just get those 3 bolts in, those 6 bolts in.
Well,
if you make it, you worry about lining it up later on. You can do the job all at once by yourself if you have the cradle.
Yeah.
That's why you learn how to
after that, we started using fiberglass.
Hey guys, we got another special guest. Jesse Matlock jumped in with the Barracuda. Where'd he go?
I just saw
him.
I saw him, yeah.
Yeah, let him. You know what? We got a lot of people on the screen. Can a couple people jump off?
Louis, your mic's kind of hot tonight, man. You're almost on the overmodulation mode. You're on the ragged edge.
Yeah. Where you at,
me? Or Louis
Lee?
No, Louis Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is that better?
There he is.
There he
is. He speaks, he'll come up.
Hey, Jesse.
I see him.
Hello. Tell him who you are.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Jesse Matlock. Y'all can hear me, huh?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Well, nice to meet you too. I've got a car here that we actually showed at SEMA a couple of years ago. Kevdog, you kind of know a little bit about it and seen this car several times. And we hung out, and because of Lou and Louis Lee and stuff like that, this old car has actually had a pretty good name for itself, and I've shown it all around the United States. And you talk about the Riddler Award and how hard it is to actually achieve that and get that, I actually, was in the contention of that stuff, and just fell with the grade 8 and stuff like that, which is cool. It's great for a first-time build of cars that we've done. And this car actually
really good.
That's cool.
Actually, in the ISTA World of Wheels and the competition for the Riddler Award and stuff like that, this car actually won Street Machine Champion 2 years in a row.
Nice.
And stuff like that.
Cool.
But actually, what it's doing now, why I got invited on here now, and I really appreciate it, is it's going to make its pretty much last screen debut for me in my life at Barrett Jackson on Prime Time TV on Saturday the 19th, going across around 2 to 3 o'clock. And it's going to be a lot.
I'll see you there.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, Kev, make sure you hook up with him.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see you out there for sure. Like I said, we got 4 going.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a cool ride. Like I said, this whole ride for me, it's my very first build. We're Dewey, Oklahoma. We started off with this car, and I'll flip it over and show you some stuff on it. if y'all can see the other direction. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh wow,
Oh man.
that's stunning.
This is Striker. Everything's completely hand built from top to bottom, inside the frame, the tube chassis. I used the roof and the quarter panels and pretty much built the rest of the car. It's got a one-piece front clip. And like I said, I mean, all this stuff's done in-house, and we don't have CNC machines. We got hammers and dollies and edges of frame machines and rounds of cylinders and stuff like that to kind of build this car with and stuff like that, and just stuff that we can do around here. But for this area, nothing like that's ever been done. I'll show you something that's really cool on this thing. I'll come in here, and in the dash, it's all custom made interior. And in the dash, I'll push this button. I'm going to push this button right here. And right here, you'll see the hood and everything. Everything comes up on its own.
Oh, man.
That's gorgeous.
It's like levitating.
Oh, make sure your battery don't go dead.
Right?
Yeah, I remember going around. Kev Dogg, you was up there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's my hometown.
Yeah, Starboard Show.
Yep, that's my hometown, and I was a Fine Nine Award participant up there. And shoot, after that, we all hung out at Reno playing cornhole, playing
nice.
around.
I remember that.
Running in. So, like I said, the opportunities of meeting the people like Lou and Lewis and everybody up there and everybody that I've met along my journey, it's just been one of the biggest blessings I could ever have in my life. And to be able to show a car like this and build a car like this in this town, it's just been, Striker's just going to be, it's a sad deal. I mean, I've seen grown men cry and tear up really believing that I am selling this car. Not to mention, I'm not going to tell you exactly how I feel, but I'm pretty heartbroken right now. But, it's not that I have to. It's that, you know as well as anything, Kev and Lou, that when a car's this hot, it gets up there and it got a good name and it's fresh, you got to make a decision,
Yeah, you got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, you got
to sell it, and I really hope. I've had 2 years. This car is 2-time international ISCA street machine champion of the year. And then they had the World's Ultimate Mopar up there in Las Vegas. We competed for it and won it. And
nice.
America's #1 muscle car. We competed for it too and won it too as well. And through Phil Painter, which is the guy that actually helped hook me up with the guy. Anybody know Joe Petrolia?
Joe, I think I know who that is.
You ever watch Car Hordes TV? The Car Hordes that had.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And actually, Joe's the consigner and is going to be helping me sell this car. I guess he's one of the top 5 sellers at Barrett Jackson, and I got a hold of him, and he's the one that actually, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my spot down there that I really have wanted. Otherwise I just walk in like a normal Joe and get Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Right. So I appreciate all your time and everything like that. And Kev and Lou, man, I hope to see y'all up there, and we'll see y'all around again too as well.
Jesse, before you go, I think the biggest question is what's next.
What's next? Well, I'll give you a little tour real quick. You got a second?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know it.
Got a Chevy hiding over there?
Huh? Let me get some lights on. Let me get some lights on in here.
Oh, look at the
There we go.
Lots of e-bodies.
I get some lights on in here, and I'll show you that. I don't know if you know Magnum Force Suspension.
Yeah,
it's a big company out of San Jose, California. Well, we did a huge build, and this car was at SEMA along with Striker. It was outside at the MagnaFlow booth, and this car here is going to be finished up in house, and it's going to be ready for some road coursing, and that's why Magnum Force is partnered up with us, because we're going to actually show up all their suspension and stuff like that too as well. And then MagnaFlow did a lot. All the exhaust work Rich Wattis did up there in Oceanside, and that's a custom stuff. I love custom, but I've always been the main guy around here for all original. This CUDA right here is a 1970 real V-code 440 6-pack CUDA. And if y'all know who Galen Govier is, he's the main.
I know Galen.
Oh yeah.
He comes up regularly and checks out all my cars and has been following this car from the beginning. And he's called this as a 1 of 1.
Wow.
So
why is it designated that way, Jesse?
The one of one makes it because it's got the shaker, it's got the Hemi orange, it's got the 4-speed, and it's got the hockey stripe in the black interior. I guess that's the only one that color with that combination that has ever been done. So, and the motor and everything's already ready. So once I get back from Barrett, we'll get it going.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hey, Jesse, I got a question for you real quick.
We got.
Did you on that red cooler? Did you incorporate the pistol grip into that shifter?
That pistol grip, actually, that's a NAG 1 transmission, and I had a pistol grip made. You got to pay homage, man. I mean, that's what Kudas and Mopars and stuff is about. Whenever you put a shifter, everything's detailed. Kev, you know that. Everything you do, you don't just buy it out of a box and put it on. You buy it out of a box if you have to, and then you do what you can do to that piece or part to make it custom and one-off.
Totally.
So everything on that car I have taken and I have done just everything that I could do, to make it modified and so we're kind of trick people into thinking, hey, this didn't just come out of the box.
Right. So then I have one more question for you. What's your favorite year, 70 or 71?
Well, I'm a 71 nut, and but man, they're rare. But after these 2 cars I showed you, I got one more that's coming around the corner for me, and it's a 71 Guild Fender 344 speed car, and it's a special one-off car too as well.
In college, I had a 71 just like that. Hold on a sec. I thought I could talk about it. It was a yellow one, 340 with a pistol grip, and I could not find the grill to save my life. There was a guy in Wyoming, I think it was, for like $800, and this is back like in the 80s. And around here, we had what's known was the one-ad press. There was no internet. And if you couldn't find one there, or either in the newspaper, you were out of luck. And I just happened to catch someone in Wyoming who had one for $800, the original one. And
man, they were hard. The 71s was hard.
Yeah.
But what I changed myself to the picture. See that picture says fragile?
Yeah.
Inside that box is a new old stock 71 CUDA grill, headlight assemblies, the whole mouth, the teeth at the bottom, the signals, and everything is in that box.
If you were to sell that, how much would that thing be worth?
Not for sale.
If I was what?
If you were to sell that grill, how much would you ask for it?
Oh, that whole box is almost about a $10,000 box.
That's what I thought.
But I haven't opened that box in probably, I'd say 3 years, 4 years. I haven't even opened it.
You have to.
It just stays there because it's fragile.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, Kev, man, I didn't want to. I feel embarrassed. I don't want to steal anybody's time, but I know we're all here just having fun, man. And I can't wait to see y'all, and you'll see me up there, and we'll play some games or whatever. I mean, I ain't gonna have. Heck, I'll be there for what they say, 20-something stinking days. I'm leaving Sunday. I got to leave Sunday because I got to be there by Wednesday.
Yeah, I won't be down there. I won't be down there till the 16th.
Yep. Well, I got to get down there, show the car, and then whatever until it sells, and then get to come home lonely. I don't know. I'm coming home with the empty trailer, so we don't know. I might be bringing something else home.
Yeah, you might want something out there.
You never know.
You know what? And we've all done it. How many times have we all sat right there at the edge of the seat watching Barrett Jackson be like, dang, man, I would have bought that.
That's the truth.
Hey, Jesse.
The price, it'll happen. So.
Yeah, Jesse, you're welcome to come on anytime, man. Anybody that comes on the show is always welcome to pop in, man. We're an open garage.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You know we run a pretty loose operation.
Yeah, man.
Well, of everything that I've done, hanging around with you, Lewis, and hanging around with you, Lou, and y'all have accepted me like family. And like I said, the very first year at SEMA, I didn't know. I've never been to a SEMA show. I've been to big car shows. I've never built a car like this. Nervous as can be. And then here comes Lewis Lee and Lou walking around the corner. I was like, oh my God, this, you just never know who you're going to run into up there. I didn't know that then. That was my first year. And from that year, and you saw my car, and then y'all did your video and stuff on it. I mean, from that point on, man, it just, I have a true car family.
Oh yeah.
And you all, I mean, there's no negativeness that anybody could say about any of the car guys I've ever met in my life.
That's what
I mean,
I'm talking
everybody's
about.
pretty dang
That's how it should be.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
It gets emotional. It's down in my heart, and I just hope that I can build another car. To me, this badass again, that'll actually allow me to travel the United States like I have. This car allowed me to travel 370 some odd days in the last 2.5 years.
Wow.
With this.
A lot of miles.
Almost 70,000 miles, and all kinds of awards and attributes, and just the people that I met, and the hearts that I've touched, and the hearts that's touched me. So all the way through, guys.
Oh, you deserve it.
Awesome.
Man. Your video and pictures right there isn't even touching how sweet this car is. I mean, to see it in
It's
person.
a beautiful car.
It is a beautiful car.
Yep.
Well, if y'all want to see it on TV, well, we appreciate. If you want to Google it, you can Google, man. It's all over. 1971 Cuda Striker, Striker.
It's called Lugal, not Google. It's called Lugal.
Hey Jesse, good luck out there, man. I hope it goes up high.
Well, me too, man. You don't ever know, but whatever it goes for, it's meant to be. So.
Yeah,
that's fine with me. Whatever it goes,
so sad, man.
I hate that it goes. I hate that it's going, but the whole deal is it's already paid its debt to me. It's already paid me for the kind of people that I've met and the connections that I have from now to the end. I mean, I got people that, just like you, Lou, you're like, man, you're going to sell your car. I'm going to hook you up. You're going to get on here and talk and stuff like that. David Ray's a good friend of mine from Graveyard Cars, and he's like, you know what? I'm calling in a favor. I can't be there, but I'm going to call in a favor. And then Chris Jacobs got a hold of me, and he's going to be doing a deal on it there. I mean, that's just crazy how you meet people that, to me, I look up to that, they like me that much, I guess you would say, or whatever. I think that much of them, and I don't think that much myself yet, So, but we try. So we try.
What it is, though, the cars bring us all together. So
you're right.
Once you forge relationships, the cars become secondary.
It's awesome.
The people become the most important thing, and that's the beautiful part of this hobby, And I'm blessed to be a part of it. Seriously, I know exactly what you're saying, Jesse.
The hobby is a family.
Not too long ago, I said, car people and musicians, any type of the arts, they just the coolest people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I fit into two of those. I get so
cool. Even you, John. Even you.
I met Kenny Wayne Shepherd along the way, and along my journey. And since then, I've been in his dressing room. He's invited me to every time I have a show nearby or someplace I'm at. He just brings me in with open arms. And to have another Mopar dude, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, to look up to me about be a builder, potential do a builder or something.
Dude, he's a super nice guy.
It's just a crazy, crazy ordeal. So, man, I'm
great.
just really humble, really happy, and man, I just, I'm just a little guy, and it's just touched the whole town actually up here.
Okay, hey, we gotta switch to little guy. You gotta go like I'm the man.
Around here I am. And that's why the car's named Striker. We struck first. We are the ones. We are the Striker car and the one that set the bar in this area. And that's what I want to do is encourage other people in my area in the middle of the United States to do custom stuff like this. And you know what? If they do something 10 times better than me, then that is great. A pat on the back, and I hope they run with it. But that's what I want to do is just encourage people. The little guys. You know what? You can do it. You can do it. I did it. If I can do it with the tools and the stuff that I have here, there ain't no doubt that anybody set their mind to it can do it.
100%. I can't agree more than that.
That's not awesome. At all.
Awesome.
Well, common sense get you a far way.
Thank you very much. And like I said, again, if you want to see us, if you want to see not really the demise, but if you want to see my end trip with Barrett Jackson, hopefully I don't stop on stage.
Hey man, don't be shy. Go ahead and let it fly.
That's right. Yo,
Man, the second I'm going to be rolling on that stage, that hood going up and down. The second I get out of that thing, it's not mine anymore. So I don't know what to say.
For every tear, it might bring another 5,000.
Right?
Let it go, man. Just let it fly.
I'll go spend my profit over there drinking some margaritas or something.
Don't worry, they're free. Don't worry, they're free.
All right,
It's
guys,
okay.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you giving me a shout out, and I hope everybody, even out there that's been watching, you want to see something that started off with somebody, but I just had a figment of imagination and just loving kudas and want to build one of the baddest kudas on the planet, and
you have achieved that,
it is,
my friend.
and,
You have achieved that.
we're going to see what it goes for, man.
That's so
On
good.
the 19th, you said, Jesse,
Awesome.
right? On the 19th?
Yep, Saturday the 19th, lot number 1321.
Nice.
Wow. Look at that.
Congratulations on
Real
that.
close to
Good
the
luck.
quarter
Hope
mile.
it sells for a lot of money.
Yep, Kevin, everybody, man, I hope to see y'all there, and just come
See you
by
there,
and see
bud.
the car, Let me know you saw
Jesse,
me.
Jesse, one more thing. Cry. A nose hair.
Oh yeah, it'll happen, man. It'll
I'm
happen.
telling you.
It's like one of them things whenever you get surprised about something and it's just so overwhelming. I feel the moment coming. It's like getting rid of my kiddo. But like I said, I know it's best for me, it's best for my family, it's best for my livelihood, and then I can get onto another car and do something more and show up someone that we're not just a one-hit wonder. We can do it again.
Yeah.
A little Vicks vapor rub under the eyes.
There you go.
Sound like you guys got experience.
That's cool.
We have no doubt you'll do something extraordinary again. So,
well, Kev, back to you. Now, are you working on Kevin? Are you working on a personal project of your own?
No,
Do you have
not,
a personal
not at
project
the
for
moment.
you?
Not at the moment. Hopefully this spring. Hopefully this spring, I'm gonna try to build. I don't know. I got a couple things on my mind I want to try to build. I mean, I really dig standard cab pickup trucks, and I've owned about 5 of them, and I've never been able to complete one for one reason or another. I trade them off or I sell them, whatever. And I just really want to complete like a hot rod truck for me, a standard cab short bed of some kind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about an old snub nose or an old Divco, something coming
Oh
up.
yeah. Those Divcos
go,
are getting
Lou.
hard to find.
They're real
They
hard
are.
to find, man.
I want the 50 model where it rounds at the back and stuff. You want to get all that look to it and then do some stuff to it. But yeah,
Probably next summer I need to get a hold of you, Jesse, because I'm hoping to be ready to build me something, some kind of COE or something like that. Maybe a snub nose.
Man, let me know down here in Oklahoma, Kansas, everywhere.
I know.
I know where some of them's at.
Yeah, I know.
I almost.
And you
got
to be on the inside to get them down there.
I almost bought a 47 Ford snub nose in the 40s, and I want to get it back in the 30s is what I'm wanting. if I find one.
That 47 is going to be rare because of the war.
It is.
You got to remember that. That's going to be a rare truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all in
rare.
boxes.
No.
They fragile on them.
We'll go to Jesse's shop and it'll be like 50 boxes just fragile. They should be stacked up.
Hey, Lou, they'll be outside, a couple of them fragile.
Shipping containers, fragile.
I'm gonna say Barrett Jackson money on it.
Yeah.
Right. It already looks like a salvage yard up here, so what's next?
It's okay. You live in the redneck.
I enjoy it.
It's okay.
And I'm serious. I'm serious. You done said something. If anybody's looking for anything in particular in this area, as much as I beat the bushes for a lot of cars, of course, and then I do a lot of oil, gas, petroleum, gas pumps, signage. I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. And in fact, we just poured concrete slab for a brand new 40 by 80 mini museum ice cream soda shop. Just for up here.
That's cool.
Nice. I love ice cream.
Jesse, Jesse.
Free samples.
Jesse,
nice. I like that even better.
That's awesome.
That's
Jesse,
right.
do you run across other stuff, or do you primarily look for just Mopar stuff?
And I'll do anything if it catches my eye. I mean, I'm a Mopar nut from day one. My first car is a '66 Plymouth Satellite, which I still have today. Wow. And You know,
Nice.
I've had it since '87, but I've been a Mopar nut. I've probably owned over 175 Mopars in my life.
Yeah.
So that's how big of a Mopar nut I am.
Nice.
I've owned them and scrapped them, but I've owned the Camaros. I've done some bad boy Camaros. We got a '69 coming on right now. That's LS, of course, and we've done all the suspension and everything built on it. You know, kind of not as extravagant as Striker, but it's gonna be a pretty cool car. We got a '66 Ford truck that's gonna be a pretty cool truck too.
Yeah,
What we're doing here.
Lou prefers bitchin' Camaros.
That's right.
Bitchin'
That's
Camaro.
it's Bitchin Camaro. It's Bitchin Camaro.
That's right, bitchin' Camaro.
Right.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm working with a mid '60s Mercury, so I get the chicken lips trying to find them.
Oh yeah, no lie, man. I mean, we can find kind of that stuff around our area. It's not real plentiful, but man, if you kick the bushes, it's just like anything else, man. There's a lot of country land over here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jesse, should you run into a 66 to 69 Riviera, holla at your boy.
All right, we'll do that, Terry. We'll do that.
Holla at your boy.
I'll start putting some stuff out there. Get me on Facebook and follow us around, and you'll see some really cool stuff. It's just my journey running around putting up a bunch of crazy stuff, and it's all signage. It has nothing to do with, you know, hey, I got up in the morning, I got the runs. I don't put that stuff on there. I just, you know.
I'll definitely tag you, and same with you, Kevin. I'm tagging you as well.
Yeah, there's no drama there, so it's all just cool stuff. So, but yeah, I need that stuff, man. That's a cool deal.
Yeah, I want to find me a white COE. That's what I want to do. It's one of the ones I want to build.
We'll find it and paint it white. How about that?
Nah, it's got to be a white COE. I was trying to do the screen share, share it, but you know, I'm a retard when it comes to this thing.
Well, Lou, I found you a K100, but I don't know if you're still interested in a cab over.
Yeah, I would do that. This is if I
a-
can figure out how to share, I can show you exactly what I'm looking for.
You can send me that K100 over. What year?
There you go.
I think it was 84.
Yeah,
I think it was an 84. Is it the round headlights or the squares?
They're round.
Oh, see, that's the year I need.
Here you go.
My grandpa drove one of those. My grandpa drove one of those for many, many, many years, and it's been kind of a back burner dream of mine to kind of build kind of a custom homage to his truck driving career.
I've actually got I've got a line on a '67 International 2-ton.
Wow.
It's a crew cab. It's a crew cab.
That's
wow.
Cool.
67?
That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah. I got a line on one of them.
I think, Lou, the reason I didn't send it to you is because it doesn't have the big sleeper like we were talking about. It's just like
there was. I remember when we talked about it. It was missing. It was missing something that was important to
no.
the whole
This
look
was
that I was going for.
This was a different one. This is one I just ran across just recently, and it was a K100. I think it had a cat and a 13-speed in it, but
so it wasn't a big bunk then.
No, it was a standard bunk and a cab over it. I think that's why I didn't send it to you.
Yeah,
because I know you want the
big bunk
sleeper.
K100.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I want a big bunk. Yeah. I even thought about doing for you. Now. Well, hold on. Now see. Now check this one out, Kev. Remember the old GMC Astro, the big rig?
Yeah.
The cab over. I've always had this crazy idea. Take all the Huck rivets out of the back, and then make the Astro a big bunk. Just move it back, put all new panels in, reattach the back, make it a big bunk Astro.
Now that would be a sight to see, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're not working on one right now.
I know where there's one of them at too.
Tell him, Kev,
Ooh, I got a trailer.
No, that one we can get. I can get that one with a phone call. It's local.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. That's just it. There's so many good ideas.
So it's nice and simple. Put it in
You
the
got
dirt,
that right, Jesse.
And roll.
That's just it. There's just so many good ideas and so
awesome.
many cars out there you want to build.
Yeah.
Lou, when are you going to do a cracker box?
What'd you call me?
That cracker box is still in Florida. That cracker box I looked at is still in Florida. Yeah.
Those are rare.
Those are hard as shit to find.
They got a big following too.
Yeah, they're awesome.
The cracker box has got a big following.
Let me see.
Was it in fair shape?
Oh, it's drivable.
Really?
It's
Even
drivable.
better. My van can't pull it.
Hey, Jeff.
It's drivable, man.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
All right, good to see you. Sorry I'm late. I just got back from lunch with my pop and brother.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's just proven that anybody in the family can stop by at any time.
Anytime.
Right?
Good to have you, Jeff. Thank you for coming by.
Family first.
That's right, baby.
Nice. What's up,
Hey,
brother?
I'm out of
Jeff?
here, guys. 6 o'clock comes early now.
All
I
right,
hear you,
Scott, take
Scott.
it easy, man.
Take care.
Take it easy, Scott.
Blue Steel, how's it going?
Just living the dream here in Colorado with my pop and family. 7 below yesterday, so
Damn it, man.
it's a little cold for Colorado, but out here having fun. How are you guys?
84
It's been cold
degrees
here
here.
too.
70 something today.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing, Lou?
I was trying to share this picture, but I can't.
What'd you
What the hell
do?
am I doing
Didn't
wrong? I'm having a retard moment.
Click on the Google. Yeah, click on another tab.
That's what I did.
Google.
Lugal.
Go
It
over
said,
to.
it said,
Google.
well, it said share,
There
and I
you
clicked
go.
on share, but then it stopped, and then I couldn't.
I open up my folder with photos and I minimize it, and then I do the share screen, and then I go down to the bottom tray and I click on that icon.
This one was online. This one was
Yeah.
online. I found a picture of a cracker box.
Just open up another window.
Yeah, you had to
So
open
what
up
you
the.
tab.
I did, and it
Gotta
didn't
open
work.
the tabs at the window.
You were almost there, Lou.
Relax, easy there.
Seriously?
All right, hold on. Let me try it again.
Oh, and this
Hey,
guy's
Jeff,
got a
I was
TV
watching,
show.
I got the picture. I got the picture of the cracker box. Right?
There you
I
go.
don't want that though. I want to do the screen share.
Hey Jeff, I was watching a post you put on Facebook a little while ago, a video with your fancy hair.
Don't hate the hair, man.
Listen, that
That's
hair
an
is
old
worth a
video,
lot of
but-
money, boy.
Oh, I miss my buddy, my dog, pulling me up and down a skateboard. That was
Yeah,
a
man.
good time.
Good video.
All right, but wait. Okay, so when I do,
There we go.
All right. Move your cursor over to the.
Bingo.
right there. That's the one I got a picture. That's the one I was going to show. That's the cracker box, Kev.
Yeah.
What year is that?
That's like a '63.
Wow.
That's badass.
And do they just call it a cracker box because it's
That's Optimus
square?
Prime.
Looks like a box?
Yeah, see, I was
That's
going
what
to
they
say
call
that's
it.
something
They call
that
it a
should be
cracker
on.
box.
Remember that Stephen King movie, Maximum Overdrive?
Yeah.
It's like one of those. That's one of those trucks.
It just needs like a devil head or a clown face in the front.
Yeah.
Gotta have the
Cracker
clown
box, man.
face.
But see, all you really want is the cab.
Right.
Totally.
Because
you don't want.
because it's all
You're not
spring
gonna. You're
suspension,
not
so
gonna want that suspension. It's all leaf
Right.
spring. I mean,
Right. You want and you want probably a foot of the frame so you can have the hinges and everything because you can put all that on another frame.
Right.
That way you got all you got all the geometry's right to lift the cab. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel.
And
Just
Lou,
looking
you
at
want to
that
use
thing
that
looks
for
like you
what
need to wear a
exactly?
kidney belt.
What, was that right?
Like what's the how are you going to use that truck exactly?
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
Fucking drive it.
The aerodynamics of the cracker box, though.
I want to go to the local food line and get my milk and cookies and go
That's
about
what I'm
my
thinking.
business.
It's got the aerodynamics of a brick.
Doing it, man. I don't want to do nothing else with it.
Come on, Ray. It's not a brick. It's a barn.
Yeah,
You're
right. I'm sorry. You're right.
You got
It's not a
to
brick,
put
it's
one
a
of those
barn.
transmissions in there that's got 3 shifters, 3 sticks. So you got to hook through the steering wheel in order to get the other one.
Lightning rods.
Yeah, it hurts souls.
Yeah.
Oh, the lightning rod.
No, Terry, he's not talking about one shifter with 3 rods. He's talking about 3 transmissions at once.
Yeah.
Lou, that's the one you need right
I'm very
there.
familiar with that.
Wow.
Oh,
There you go.
that's bigger than my
Oh,
apartment.
That's what I need.
Like a
Yeah.
sleeper right there, guys.
That sleeper is bigger than the first truck.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. I like the COEs myself. I like the way they look better. But
Yeah. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the cab over. I really.
oh
am.
yeah, I know.
I'm a fan. Yep. I got some. I do want to do a rig though because I want. What I'd like to do is whenever I travel, be able to get a load and run it out and make a couple extra bucks.
There you go, yeah.
While I'm doing it. I mean, why not?
It's a good idea.
Why not?
Coming out west. When are you coming out west
I don't know. I don't know when I'm coming. I have no idea.
I'm trying to
I
book
don't
him for
plan
some
very
stuff out
much.
there.
How about when the temperature goes above 0?
Yeah.
-7.
Right. It's cold here
Let
too.
me see. The coffee's done. I'll be right back. I gotta get my coffee.
In the 80s every day here.
Yeah, right.
We're in the mid 70s, John.
We were out on a boat New Year's Eve. We were out on a boat all day long. It was like 84 degrees.
I saw the pictures.
Where's this? Florida?
Yeah.
Tampa.
Okay,
Tampa.
Yeah.
Where did Kevin go?
I'm here.
Yeah, and he's right there. He's under
There he is.
Lewis.
Hey, Kevin, I had a question for you. And on that copper caddy you guys built, how long did that take?
That was a 13-month build.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Was stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't have a ton of challenges. Obviously Gene Winfield had chopped that car before we got it. We had to clean up a couple things. We weren't really happy with how he did the back window. I understand why he did it, because back when obviously he started chopping cars, you couldn't get a piece of custom glass made for the rear. So he would just sink the whole piece down under the cowl panel or under the rear deck lid, between the deck lid and the glass, and that would be removable. We weren't really super keen on the way that he did that, so we just brought it all back up and then just had a custom piece of glass made.
Gotcha.
That's something you don't think about. Back in the day, they didn't have the glass, so they had to do stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
They used the full piece to hit some of it. That's crazy.
So these days you could basically, somebody can build you a piece of glass that's like, multi-curved, sized for what you need. You basically kind of give them like a buck pattern or something, and then they can make the glass. That's really cool.
A&M, isn't it A&M? They do the acrylic or whatever it is.
Yeah, we use a lot of we do a lot of those for like windshields, but anything in the side glass, like we're finishing up this 67 Coronet that's actually going to be the last episode of the season, and we got rid of the wing window. We chopped the car just a little bit in the front. We just because it kind of looked real heavy. It was a 67 Coronet RT, so they look kind of heavy in the front at the windshield at the A-pillars. So we just flattened it down, and then I got a hold of a company in Ohio, I think it's called Paragon, and they were able to make me one-piece side windows tempered with the curve in them. So oh yeah, and they were very reasonable. I thought. I mean, it was $3,000 for 4 windows, tempered, curved. They computer scanned the bucks. I sent them, and they were able. And these windows look amazing.
Really?
That's
cool. I'm gonna have to get with you on that.
Why? Because they're in Ohio.
Before. I didn't know about those guys.
Listen, the only reason it's that good because it's from Ohio.
You're falling down on the job, Lewis.
It comes
because
with
it's cold out there and they got
bomb.
nothing better to do but fix glass.
And you know what's good about?
And the only reason why they temper is because it's fire, so they can stay warm.
Once you delete that wing window, now it opens up possibilities to different mirrors. Because you don't have that.
Oh, totally.
That chrome mirror, I'm not a fan of that. I like bullets.
But see, not only that, you gotta remember something, Terry, because of the wing window. A lot of the factory always put the rear view mirror towards the front of the door, and the bar for the wing window was always in the way.
Right.
So you had to move the mirror back, and then it looked like it was in the middle of the door, and it just looks weird. Yeah. So not only does it opens up the whole car, it opens it all up. Yeah.
So I definitely need to get with that for my '67 Chevelle because I'm going to put it this way, bullets are going on there.
I'm not trading my vent windows though. I like them.
Me neither. I love my wing windows. I'll never trade them. I love them.
You got the same problem I do on my 66. You're right. They're right there. But you see a lot of the old C10 guys, they'll cut those windows out, and then just do one big piece. That looks really good on this.
It looks it wakes the car up.
Well, because of that ergonomic on my 65, I can't use a right side mirror because I can't bend it enough to see what I want to see.
You gotta there's a company that makes it's like a fisheye. They make one, so it gives you I think 600% more visibility. I got one for the right side of the 55, and it's a night and day difference.
Not only is Jeff good looking and has blue steel in his back pocket, he comes out with vital information when needed.
Vital information just for you.
And like Jeff, his 55 can't take a bad picture either. So
there you go. Hey, Tori, but more
All in the
important,
family.
more importantly, it's a 55, so he fell right into the demographic, right?
That's right.
Fellas, we've been
2
over
door,
this
210,
55. We've been over.
55. Yeah.
He's got the
That's
better
what
looking
we
year.
Terry, you got something for the big sister?
I like the 56.
He's going for the big sister.
Yeah.
I got
like
Going for the
55.
big girl.
It's
So
a
I
bunch of
understand
55s.
the Nomad, a 55 is a better looking car. And the station wagon Nomad 55, I dig it.
What was that, Lou? I didn't hear what you said.
Kevin, you guys
Terry doesn't mind turning on the lights to let everybody know that he's got one in the single wide.
Got it.
He doesn't mind riding his scooter to work.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't mind riding my scooter to work.
Right.
55s make great race cars when they're
They make
modified.
great everything cars. Come on.
You want to see
the
some, I
aerodynamics
got some
of a brick.
55s for you.
Insert type of car here, and it's there. That's it.
That's a good one. I like
There you go.
that. Put it in a 56.
55.
So what do you think, Kev, about our little garage planning traffic thing?
No, I think it's great. I mean, like I said, I really like just kicking back. It's super informal. Just talking cars with car guys. I mean, that's fun.
Yeah.
Thursday.
The last time I saw you, Kevdog, was it was at SEMA a few years ago. You were parking the Futurama. What is it? The GM, the big red and white thing.
Future liner. Yeah.
Future liner with the jet engine. You were parking it. That thing is it's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah, they are cool.
That was one of those super cool opportunities that was just the biggest pain in my ass ever.
Well, a pain in the ass, but you'll never forget it. I mean, it's historic.
I agree. And it was a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to do that for sure.
How many of those are left?
Yeah, how many are there?
6.
There was only 12 left, and then I think that there's only like 6, maybe 7 of them that are left. And I know that there's one in Poland, maybe 2, and they're reconstructing one that was like half built, and one's been turned into a motorhome. They've welded the doors shut on it. I mean, I learned a lot putting that thing together for sure.
Yeah.
Where is
I
that
saw
one now?
that as a kid at the 62 World's Fair in New York City.
Wow.
Really? That's
65, cool. Yeah. 4, yeah.
That thing went across.
I had
blocks. It went across the blocks at Barrett, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
No, that was Ron Pratt's. That was number 10.
Oh, Pratt's, right.
Okay. I remember seeing one of them. I didn't know.
And that went for like $3 million, I think. Right? Was it 3?
Whatever happened with Ron Pratt?
3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah.
He had such a huge collection, and he was like such a celebrity there. And then he sold everything off, and I'm like, and you never hear about him again.
Planes. I heard he's doing planes.
He's in planes now.
Yeah, I heard he's doing planes. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
Well, I didn't think he was selling everything off. I thought he was keeping a handful of cars and going into airplanes.
Just like Staluppi does. He'll like take 75-80% of the kick out and then just restock it again in a year or so.
I like Staluppi. He goes and buys a Home Depot and turns it into a place to keep his cars.
Absolutely.
That's just great.
Yeah, Lou Dogg up there with him. He's another Long Island guy who said
right?
he said at some point in time, he goes, everybody who buys a car on Long Island in one way or another is going to be buying it from me. And I swear to God, it's true, because except for a very small handful of dealerships that are privately owned that didn't sell, he bought every other conglomeration. And
exactly.
Really?
I bought a girlfriend of mine bought a '86 Corvette from him, and then my wife and we wound up buying stuff from his auto mall over there on Sunrise Highway.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. A buddy of mine that I knew from years ago, I built a Camaro for him. He works with him down in Florida, consigning and selling and stuff, and good deal.
Yeah, he's got some crazy boats.
Oh yes. They're all James Bond named. They're all named James Bond.
Wait, you're not talking cigarettes. You're talking like a yacht, like the Goldfinger.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, those have jet engine or a jet engine.
MTUs.
Wow. And you know this guy?
Staluppi? Yeah, everybody knows
Yeah.
Staluppi.
Oh, I want to
Everyone
party
in
with
New
you,
York
cowboy.
knows who Staluppi is, yeah.
Yeah, he's
What the
all-around
hell?
guy.
Yeah, we see him in the bakery. You know, you got a whole.
In the bakery.
Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, yeah.
He's a regular guy.
Yeah, you have a little cup of coffee. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me sell you a car.
You
Hey,
got
Leo,
songs,
too.
you got a bottle.
Kevin, you
But you gotta speak in vowels. You gotta speak in
Right,
vowels.
that's right.
Hey,
I have a question
you
for
gotta-
Kevin about that future.
I'm playing with this pen. It's got it. I got it. I don't know who I got it from, but it's got a braided line in it, and I'm trying to. I took it apart. Now it doesn't want to work. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do.
You gotta destroy your life.
Call your son.
Take apart, you can't get back to work.
And you work on cars.
And then you
Kevin,
say, it's a freaking pen. Why can't I make it work?
It's not fucking cooperating.
I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's the pen's fault, exactly.
Kevin, I have one question for you about glass. You guys did a '69 Camaro where you did frameless glass. It was already like a burgundy colored. You guys went and touched a bunch of stuff up, then you repainted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one thing that I found, my car is a '66 Chevelle, and everything that you find, all the trim, none of it fits right. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about if I was going to do this again, I would have bought the frameless glass and just had them do the body work better around the. How hard is that? Is that just a pain in the ass to do that? Because it looks cool as hell.
I mean, it's not a pain in the ass. I mean, it definitely is more work. You know, a lot of times when we get that oversized glass, especially for the Camaros, I've found that you have to actually move some metal around because the glass doesn't fit. Now you're building your window openings to a piece of glass. Hopefully you don't break it in the process. I mean, It's kind of tricky, but it is definitely a cool look. But and a lot of other ones that we've done, I mean, that one in particular, we actually built that trim around the glass and so it was all flush. And that was just a massive nightmare. I'll just let you know right now. It was just a pain.
Because that was the issue we had when we went to put the thing on. He did all the body work on the car to factory lines, and then when we dropped the glass in, there was, those lines were never straight. And so like the passenger side, you can really pick the car apart, but my car's not like what you guys do. I've seen some of y'all's cars at Barry Jackson's a few years ago, but so it's a street car, but whatever. But it's just, it's so irregular, and I'm like, man, it's almost better to do the body work around the glass. But to your point, it's so much more consistent today than it is back then. I mean, that car's got, there's nothing straight on that car. Or, well, they're straighter now, but okay.
Those cars didn't come out straight. Those cars came out the factory all messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, the door lines were horrible. Body lines were disastrous.
You got to remember, they were just transportation. They weren't showpieces. They weren't made they were made to buy it, drive it for a handful of years, and go buy a new one.
And they certainly weren't collectibles.
No, you're right. You're right. That's definitely right.
I mean, like I said, my dad is from Detroit.
And jackasses like us to be putting them back together.
That's it. Well, we're in good company, aren't we, Lou? So
there you go.
Kevin, what kind of gap you guys like to use between door and quarter, door and rocker?
3/16.
3/16.
I was gonna say that. I just watched one of your shows the other day, and that's what you were 3/16.
Yeah, we got a gauge. Our metal guys and our body guys have a gauge, and they'll run. I mean, those gaps probably get ran with that gauge 1,000 times before those cars leave. They're just gauging them all the time. So just to make sure. I mean, 'cause everything grows. I mean, you got a guy in the metal side gauging or putting the gaps at 3/16, and if something has to be moved, and then all of a sudden now you're reworking the other half of the door, or if you put too much primer on the edge and you don't get enough off, and then you go and paint and clear it, and now the gap is shrunk up. I mean, it's just so many different variables every step of the way. It's everyone.
It's kind of this year was the first time I saw on TV where a guy would actually show either grinding the end of a door to widen the gap or actually weld in pieces to close it. You just never saw that before.
Yeah, we did that on muscle car.
We did that on Dynacorn Camaro, the 69 you did.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh,
Exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah. We did it on muscle car.
Those gaps, they were terrible on that car.
They've gotten better, though. They've gotten better. Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen that 57 Chevy that won the Riddler this year?
I saw pictures of it. I didn't see it in person.
Oh, dude, the gaps on that thing, you can't get a playing card in between the bumper and the body. It's unbelievable. Very little 57 Chevy left, but it's a gorgeous car.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna motor. I got stuff to do. Like, I already drank my coffee, but I got some other stuff I got to get done.
Got cookies to eat.
Got to
No, I
your
already
beard.
did that.
Oh, you ate the cookies?
Yeah, I already did that.
Yeah. Hey man, what else you get for Christmas?
Dude, I didn't get. You know what I got for Christmas? Here's what I got for Christmas. My son, my oldest son, and my daughter are getting married in June.
Right.
They're getting the fuck out of the house.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Nice. 2 less mouths to feed.
Congratulations.
That's right, baby.
And I'm gonna wear kilts at my daughter's wedding, so she can be mad at me.
Wow. Well, you do have the legs for it. We know that.
I was gonna say bad mental image. Bad mental image.
My own family crest. I'll be rocking it.
Nice. Kilts and sandals.
I would have never put a kilt with your family. What I would think your family crest would be.
It's good. Well, what I want to do is I got to get it cut out. I want to do a skull with some wrenches and some other, maybe like.
Oh, the crest you made. Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make
All
my
right,
own.
good.
Why do I need to go to Scotland to make a family crest?
No.
I got a rowing machine in my shop.
Good enough.
You're gonna make a crest, but you can't make your pen work. Good luck.
Right.
I got it to work. I got
Okay,
it to
good.
work. I'm good.
Oh, you
What
call Jared.
it is the someone bent the tip, so I had to force the ink,
Yeah, just the tip.
cartridge through his bent.
Just widen
just
the hole.
needle
Just the
the
tip.
point goes
Just the tip.
Right?
because it wouldn't fit. I was like,
Lou, what did she say about putting in just a tip?
well, penetration, however slight, constitutes sodomy.
Another man falls.
Well, hey, let's,
This is where the show goes right down. Right off the rails.
Well, hey, we like to do some shout outs. This episode was brought to us by Jet Equipment. They're our sponsor, and they hooked us up. So
Don't you think we should have done that like in the middle of the hour?
Hey, everybody was having fun. I mean, we gotta go with it. And we also
How come the guy that won the bandsaw doesn't come on our beautiful show?
Yeah.
Say
listen,
thank you.
John, she's afraid you'll knock him over the head and take it from him. That's why.
Yeah, John, you were trying to muscle him. But we'll have him on once he gets the saw, and we'll get him on video.
Yeah, man. That's a good prize.
Awesome.
So we'll have more prizes
Wonderful
coming up.
prize, yeah.
We got a couple companies that's going to give us some stuff to give away. So keep an eye on that. And everybody on Facebook, we'd like to thank you for all tuning in tonight. We'd like to thank Kev Dogg for coming through.
Kev Dogg.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me. I had a blast.
Dude,
Cool.
Anytime, man.
Come back.
Man.
Do it again.
It's awesome.
For sure.
We got to get Dave. I'm going to call you sometime next week, and we got to get Dave on here too.
Oh, Dave will come now.
Heck yeah.
Kev's been on. Dave will come.
Oh, totally.
Tested the water.
Totally, yeah. Dave's a total one-upper, so he'll be on in no time.
He's got to watch the replay first just to make sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, I'm going to get with you about that wingless window that you were talking about.
What's up?
I'm going to get with you about that wingless window. I'd like to get some pertinence for that.
Dude,
Yeah, totally.
hey, Kev,
Yeah, totally.
do it this way. It'll be easier. If you dig up that number, just send it to Tori.
Okay.
The info, send it to Tori, because Tori's got everybody's info, and he can just shoot it out.
Yeah,
And
Tori is our Google.
And I'm going to stick with Jeff, and
He really is.
start
You send it to Tori, and he'll get it to. He'll take care of it.
And
It'll
then
be
we're
easy.
gonna start
The keeper of all the info.
Yeah, he really is. He
Save
really
the
is.
Wing Window Society. So.
Yeah, but Terry, you're missing something, man. Good.
You remember the movie The Great Escape, by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little thing with the
Steve McQueen?
motorcycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve
I'm
McQueen.
the scrounger. I find
Yeah, the
that
scrounger, exactly.
That's me.
Dude, it was. The True Way manuals. You guys know what the True Way manuals
Oh,
are,
yeah.
right? Okay. That's like one of those things I've always been meaning to get, never did, just because I've been, so busy with everything else. And I was telling Tori was asking me a frame question about dimensions. Like, man, There's this manual, True Way. I show him the fucking thing, you know. Next thing I know, he's like, oh, yeah, I got some True Way manuals for you. And no bullshit, in less than 6 months, he's gotten me from 1955 to 1989.
Nice.
Like, they just show up in the mail. They just start showing up like...
He's got an account with UPS. You got to watch out for him. Things just show up.
Yeah. And don't tell him you're looking
Jeff,
for a car.
You'll be on the recipient.
Yeah, and don't tell me. We were talking 2 years ago, and I've always liked the 77 two-door Impalas and Caprices. I'm a big car guy. Tori sends me a picture 2 summers ago. One sitting in the yard. I reply back, no, don't want it, don't have the money. $500. I call him, Tori, no, I don't want the car, I don't have the money. Well, it's too late, I already got it. The fuck you mean you already got it? I just, yeah, I mean, those are cool. I'd like to get one of those one day. Shows up, I was like...
Hey, he did the same thing with the Cadillac. I was like, yeah, I'd like to get a Cadillac. He sent me a picture. I'm like, oh, yeah, I ain't got the money right now. He was like, I got it.
Hey, Tori, remember, 66 to 69 Riviera.
I put it on my list.
I got
Hey,
That challenge I accept. I will find
Kev, he even delivers. He brought it to me.
Nice.
Hey, he also does move.
To me.
He does moving and storage too.
Yeah. Tori calls me up one day and he's like, hey, you know anyone who's into Fords? I said, yeah, Vince is into Fords. Why? What do you get? Well, this guy I know, and he goes, well, let me back up. Vince calls me about this Cyclone, convertible Cyclone. What year is it, Vince?
66.
66 convertible Cyclone, factory 390 car.
Wow.
4-speed car. It's like, yeah, this car's in New York. It's out in Long Island. Oh, you need to talk to Tori. So I give him Tori's number, and what's Tori do? He gets the car, he stores it for like a year, brings it down to Vince. It's like, wait a minute.
Nice.
Unbelievable. That's the kind of deals we do here in Planet Traffic. We get it done.
Nuts.
Nice.
Hey, look, you remember Tom and Jerry have Will Travel?
Yeah.
Who said they wanted a Riviera?
Terry said he wanted a Riviera.
Yeah.
There's one in my hometown sitting on a back lot. I know where it is.
What year?
It's like a 7. I didn't stop. I was at home for a funeral, so my parents wouldn't let me stop. So,
Why not?
71 or 72, I think. It's in Martinsville, Virginia. You know the town.
That's the tornado back window. That's the boat tail.
And send it to him.
I don't think it's a boat tail, but it's. I don't know.
70, 71, it definitely is a boat tail.
Yeah.
71, 72.
Next time I'm home, nobody's there's got any money, so it'll just sit there. So.
Yeah.
It'll still be there.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
On the way back from Lou's house, I'll grab it and I'll drag it up to Terry.
Exactly. It's on 220 North in Martinsville.
We know where that is.
I'm cleaning out a spot tonight. Let's get it.
It's like the van's never pulled nothing yet before, so don't even worry about it.
Hey, Lewis, make sure you clean out a spot in your garage for that KZ1000.
Man, I was just talking about it today with a guy at work. I was like, man, my dude got a KZ. I was like, I got to rob somebody to go down and get it. So, hey, when you see my hat down low?
You got enough hardware on you.
Hold on. You see my hat down low?
There you go.
Hey, now.
Listen, Lewis, next time, use a black gun. It doesn't show up as well.
Wait a minute. Get the black ones out.
Ray, it wouldn't matter. You know what they say, all black guys look the same, so it's not going to
matter. That's messed up. That's messed up.
No one's going to notice the weapon.
Right.
Black don't crack.
Yeah,
all right,
Kevin,
guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys later.
All right, Lou.
All right.
See you
Take it
later.
easy, Lou.
Thanks for coming, man.
Lou, Happy New Year. I'll see you next year.
Have a good New Year.
We'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, I'm out too.
Kev, you're more than welcome to stay around for music chat. That's usually the next hour.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys later.